I'm gonna be honest with you right off the bat. I never saw myself as a Jeep guy. That's not the Jeep's fault. I think these things are pretty damn cool. Some of the last true off-road machines in a world of crossovers. There's just something about Jeep culture that doesn't really do it for me. And yet, here I am with my very own 2015 Wrangler. 2 doors, stick shift, soft top, crank up windows, manual locks. It's about as faithful a Jeep experience as you could ask for, while still having at least a couple airbags. Better than nothing, right? Beyond those airbags and some anti-lock brakes though, there isn't a ton of tech included in the base model JK Wrangler. Traditional gauges, manual seats, no blind spot monitoring or lane keep assist. It's about as analog in here as you can get these days. And it's perfect. To open the door, I don't need to wait for the door handle to detect me and then decide to present itself. I just open the door. I don't need to sort through 5 sub-menus to request that the glove box be opened. I just open it. No poking at an iPad while flying down the freeway at 70 miles an hour, trying to change the volume or the temperature. All I gotta do is twist the knob. No input lag, no confusion, no screens. Okay, maybe 1 screen, but at least I can put it away when I'm done with it. The average new car nowadays is more screen than machine. So chock full of technology and user interfaces and electronic assists that I don't really know if this counts as driving anymore. And that's assuming you try to drive them at all.
We're watching Spider-Man right now while we're on the Autobahn. This is all legal. This is so nice.
This is partially due to the arms race that the auto industry has found itself locked in. More tech equals more beta. And it kind of makes sense. There's nowhere left to go on the hardware side of car building. Modern cars are generally very safe, reliable, well-made. Modern engines produce absurd and generally unnecessary amounts of horsepower, whether via gas or electricity. Even minivans come standard with almost 300 horsepower these days. So what else can auto brands do to differentiate their new products, to draw in customers and convince them to trade in their perfectly reliable and safe 2015 models? Technology, baby. Screens. Screens everywhere. Screens where the radio goes, where the glove compartment goes, where the speedometer goes. Mirrors are so lame. Why not some screens? Screens for the front of the car, back of the car, sides of the car. I know you guys love screens. You spend all day looking at them. So why not some more? That way you can spend every waking moment bathed in glorious blue light. From the car, to the office, to the couch, to the moment you fall asleep.
Coming to bed, honey?
Yes, dear.
And look, I get it. I'm on that damn screen just as much as anybody. Basically, all of my videos are about digital content. And I also fully understand that driving is basically a chore, something you have to do in car-centric America, and something you probably want to make as painless and straightforward as possible. If an AI-powered robo-taxi could shuttle us to work and school and home again without having to think about traffic or other drivers or anything at all, most people would pick that option, no questions asked. And I think that's fair enough, but I've always looked at cars as more than just appliances to get from point A to point B. It all started when my parents came home from Blockbuster with a copy of The Love Bug. I was mesmerized by that bright-eyed little beetle popping wheelies and drifting around every corner. Herbie taught me about the joys of driving and racing. He also taught me a few things about the dangers of alcoholism and depression, now that I think about it. And from there, my childhood became a blur of car-related shows, movies, video games, passenger seat memories, and everything from my dad's Porsche 911 before the financial crisis to the family Grand Caravan after. Until that fateful day that I finally got my driver's license. So I have something to confess. If you're a gearhead, an auto aficionado, a grubby little car freak, then what I'm about to share might not be super impressive, but for the average person who generally picks their four-wheeled appliance out of a hat and sticks with it for the next decade or two, well, I can't really relate. At time of recording, this 2015 Jeep Wrangler is the first, second, 14th car I've owned. What can I say? Variety is the spice of life, right? My cars have had quite a lot in common though. Most of them didn't have electric windows, electric locks, or electric seats. Half didn't even have airbags. And none of them, besides this beautiful blue Mercedes 190E, had an automatic transmission. An automatic transmission, by the way, that blew up on me 4 months into ownership. I learned my lesson on that one and never bought an automatic again. What they all shared though was charm, personality, and engagement. Why would you buy a car that makes you work harder, you might ask me? What about when you're sitting in traffic? Doesn't your leg get tired? Isn't it difficult? And yeah, it's difficult sometimes, but that's kind of the whole point. It feels like we're all getting a little burned out. We can't escape from technology, whether it's inside the car or outside. We spend more time in the digital world than in our own head almost. Most people don't work with their hands at all anymore. The factory and the farm have been replaced by the cubicle. Birdhouses and garage bands replaced by doom scrolling and live streaming. The friction of daily life in the global north has been smoothed out, flattened into a monotonous blur of digitization and automation. I'm speaking for myself as well. I spend at least 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, surrounded by nothing but screens, to say nothing of the ones I'm glued to when I get home. And so I sought out something tactile, engaging, and difficult to keep me grounded. I chose to drive a manual Jeep Wrangler. And let me tell you, this thing is nothing if not engaging. Even in its more modern and refined iterations, the Wrangler is just about the most stripped back and bare bones experience that you can get in a vehicle. Solid axles front and rear means that it handles more like an ox cart than a car, bouncing all over the road like a drunk donkey. The soft top barely protects you from any exterior noise, much less anything else on the exterior. There's no insulation or bushings on this stick shift. It's just that metal rod that goes straight into the transmission. Every interaction requires intention and effort. It's everything you need and nothing you don't. And again, I fully understand why this type of driving experience isn't for everyone. It's not exactly a relaxing drive home from work in this thing. Maybe I'm a masochist and I'm punishing myself for perpetuating car dependence. Maybe I'm an old man yelling at clouds, clinging onto my primitive trinkets while the world moves on without me. But I don't think that's it. I think that the act of driving, really driving, is connecting me to something bigger. A realization about modern life that has slowly come into light. Comfort Crisis by Michael Easter explores the idea that life has become too easy, too smooth, too comfortable in the modern era, particularly in wealthy post-industrial nations like the US. We can order DoorDash instead of cooking, use Amazon instead of shopping, stream Netflix instead of going to the movies. And now we even have the first world privilege of handing all our critical thinking and creativity over to AI algorithms. We sought out a frictionless life, and now we're losing our grip. Only once it was too late did we realize what was truly gone. Texture, tactility, ritual, and rigor, all washed away in the cold blue glow of infinite screens plastered onto everything from your fridge to your reading glasses. Everything you need or desire just a few taps away.
I moved your meeting, and your car will be here in 5.
I mean, just look at the interior of this Mercedes. I can feel my retinas burning already. Aren't you excited to poke at a laggy, unresponsive screen to adjust your AC or change the volume on your music? No? Knobs and dials are for old people. Are you an old person? What, you miss driving? You want to decide where your car goes? Get with the times, nerd. The future is now. The tech bros will decide for you. According to Easter, embracing discomfort is the most direct way to reclaim a sense of control in your life. He says that we're living through progressively sheltered, sterile, temperature-controlled, overfed, under-challenged, safety-netted lives, but that certain discomforts can protect us from physical and psychological problems like obesity, heart disease, cancer, diabetes, depression, anxiety, and even more fundamental issues, like feeling a lack of meaning and purpose. I'm not sure if simply adding some discomfort to your life is such a silver bullet, but it seems like a lot of people are starting to feel that way. From vinyl record connoisseurs collecting obsolete media, to trad wives doing the old-fashioned way, you can see the spread of activities and lifestyles that require meaningful effort and analog engagement. In a lot of big and small ways, I think we're all beginning to search for ways to reconnect with the world around us. Driving stick is just my personal favorite. Now obviously, driving a 5-speed manual on my daily commute doesn't really compare to hiking across the Alaskan wilderness hunting caribou like Michael Easter does. I'm not Bear Grylls. I don't need to drink piss and sleep in the dirt every day just to feel something. But I do get it. As the modern world comes apart at the seams a little more each day, and technology continues its unstoppable march to take over every part of our lives, I find comfort in holding on to something tried and true. They don't make them like they used to, as some might say. That doesn't matter to the billionaire tech bros or Gen Z product designers who are running the show these days. They want to lock you into their ecosystem, filtering the world through their algorithms and smart glasses and agentic AI assistants. Constantly connected, cataloged, and catered to. How else are they going to get that sweet, sweet data so they can sell it to Palantir? So yeah, it seems like this is the way the modern world is headed. Apparently it's what people want. Maybe that's just because it's the only option they want to give us. There is another option though. We can choose a life that is, to some extent, a little more analog. We can spend a little more time disconnected and find ways to fill that time with purposeful movement and action. We can choose to pick up new skills, meet new people, go to new places, anything that severs us from the doom scroll for just a little longer. This Jeep is my own little rebellion against that system. If I'm picking a car I have to drive every single day through LA, I'm gonna go for something that engages me. Engages my mind, my body, my soul. I'm gonna drive something that needs me to pay attention, to watch the road and listen to the engine, and feel the clutch under my feet. I wanna know what each part of the car does, and I wanna be able to fix it myself if something breaks. I don't want a black box monitoring everything this car does, and I don't need a computer taking the wheel. I prefer to roll my windows down, one crank at a time. And the whole roof too, as a matter of fact. Why do I prefer that though? Because it feels good. It feels human. It forces me to use my arms and legs, my eyes and ears every single day. It makes me feel connected to this machine instead of making it do all the work for me. This Jeep brings me closer to the world around me through every single gear shift. And that's the joy of an analog car.